Okay, Srini, there's a saying that, justice can be tempered with mercy. Okay? Because mercy and compassion is at the higher level compared to justice. Okay, now why Krishna is provoking Arjuna for justice when we all know the divine is all compassion? He could have said, okay, let them take the thing. No, and moreover, we are just, our soul is basically a prisoner in the body and we will be giving up the life. So it does not matter. Yeah, let them rule. Okay, if you are happy not getting your share of property or kingdom, whatever it is okay, no problem. And I am the compassionate one, controlling all the thought process and everything. Let Kauravas have all this. It does not matter. Why he created a situation probably to impart this knowledge of Gita, and he had this character called Arjuna, who is surrendering his weapons, and then Krishna provokes him, no, you fight, so that he could impart this lesson.
So that's a very interesting way to look at it. Okay, so see, the Krishna, and that is the reason, this is exactly the reason I recited the verse Karmanyevadikaraste Mahaphaleshu Kadachana. So this is why I recited, because Sri Krishna has come after this situation has happened in the planet. He manifests, he takes avatara after this kind of a situation. And when we see repeatedly, and we see that in all cultures, God says that I have created. Now it is up to you, humankind, to run your planet the way you want to run. And I'm not going to interfere with the way you're going to run it. But if you take it to a level of decadence that it goes to an extreme and it affects dharma, that is when I will come to protect. So he has allowed humanity to continue for a long period of time. That is, he has allowed. He has, in fact, in his extreme compassion, he went as an emissary. This will keep coming up again and again and again. He gave humanity, he gave that element of humanity, the villainous element of humanity that was destroying dharma. He gave it ample chance. He went as an emissary to Hastinapura. Bhagwan need not go as an emissary. Like we said, we saw his Aishwarya control power, right? But he went. And what did Duryodhana do? He ordered his guards to capture and imprison Sri Krishna. So what do you do after that? If you drive someone to the wall, then you have to act. After that, you have to act. So I'm going to tell you a very interesting story, and this has nothing to do with Mahabharata or Bhagavad Gita. You go back to Ramayana, we have this very interesting story where Lakshmana is lying injured in battle. And the only way to save Lakshmana is to get this Sanjeevani booty. Hanuman is given this task of getting the Sanjeevani booty. In fact, he has to be reminded of his powers that he can actually go and bring the Sanjeevani booty. While he is transitioning through the ocean to do this job, he faces 3 obstacles. And the first obstacle he faces is where this Mainak Parbat, it comes up and says, hey, Hanuman, you must be tired, please relax. You are fighting a war and now you are crossing the ocean. You have crossed the ocean earlier also. And now, you must be really tired. Take a rest, take some rest and then go. Hanuman says, Rama kaj kare binu mohe kaha vishram. Where will I rest? I have to finish my task. So he doesn't fall under the temptation of this offer of resting, of this relaxation. And, this beautiful spa resort out there. So he says, I'll do the spa resort thing later. Right now I have to finish my duty. And duty to who? To Lord Rama. The second thing that comes up is this, this demon that says, I'm going to swallow you. And, Hanuman says, you cannot swallow me because I'll become bigger. And then he's surprised to see that the demon has, opened the mouth wider. The bigger Hanuman becomes, the wider the demon opens the mouth. So the first obstacle taught us the lesson that when you are performing your duty, please do not get distracted. The second obstacle where the demon is opening the mouth wider and wider, what does Hanuman do? He says, he strikes a deal with the demon. He says, you know what, I will enter your mouth, which is what you want me to do. But once I enter your mouth, and if you don't eat me, you please let me go. And they shake hands. You know, the deal is made, struck. So Hanuman quickly, you know, he has the power. He quickly shrinks himself, goes in, comes out, and then he says, hey, I've gone into your mouth and come. Please let me go. And, you know, the Rakshas, the demon, says, yes, the deal is a deal. So please go. So here we see that you should know when to become big, when to become small, when to agree, when not to agree, when to strike a deal, when not to strike a deal. Okay. And Hanuman in this teaches us how to respond in various situations. The third obstacle he faces is this tremendous magnetic power that is pulling him to the ocean, into the depths of the ocean. His own shadow is pulling him. And he sees that this is another demonic power that is actually going to take him to the depths of the ocean and capture him there. So what does Hanuman do there? He doesn't waste even if no negotiation, no deal striking, no reminding, you know, the person of the duty and so on and so forth. Hanuman takes his gada, his mace, in a fraction of a second annihilates Simhika, the demon. So at that moment, what are we taught? That there are times when you have to annihilate the obstacle. You can't be showing compassion. You can't be having doubts about what you must do and should not do. Once that clarity, look at the history, look at the events that have led to the Senayo Ubayor Madhye. Events that have led to the Senayo Ubayor Madhye are extremely clear. Once that clarity is established, it is only delusion that clouds that clarity. And at that time, getting deluded is the most misplaced thing to happen. If those events had not happened, we can understand. But remember that life is a sequence of events. Life is not just one event. So there are a sequence of events that have led to this. And at that time, when you know, when that clarity is there, you act. You don't get deluded, you don't get compassionate, you don't get misled. Very tangential example, you know, Ramayana in between of Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah,